Joining us now, Senior Policy Advisor from America First Policies, our good friend, known for 20 years, and he's fought trade battles with me forever, and he was on the Trump campaign. He was there with me from the beginning. He was on the transition team. He was a executive in our Department of Labor, and now he's a senior advisor with America First Policies, the number one political action committee, by the way, supporting the president and the president's agenda to make America first, supporting his agenda, I should say. Let me get the word straight. And by the way, this message is brought to you by America First Policies, which means securing our southern border and enforcing our immigration laws. Now, that includes forcing Mexico to stop allowing illegal immigrants to flood into the country, and the results are in. Mexico has received the message loud and clear. A caravan of immigrants from Honduras had become trekking across Mexico, hoping to enter the United States illegally. The group was highlighted as one of the largest caravans ever. But under pressure from authorities, the caravan has stopped in its tracks, and the pressure on Mexico will continue. National Guardsmen will be deployed to the southern border to bolster security, and crackdowns on illegal immigration by the Trump administration will not stop. To learn more about immigration and America First Policies, please visit americafirstpolicies.org. That's americafirstpolicies.org. This message paid for and authorized by America First Policies Incorporated. Joining us now, Curtis Ellis, Senior Policy Advisor. Great to have you with us, Curtis.
Hey, it's great to be here, John.
Curtis, lots to talk about. Very little time. We got to do this rapid fire. The FBI leaking all kinds of crap out, right? Just like they did with Bob McDonnell, right? They just leak so that every day the legacy media can pick up on it and keep the story going. Now we find out that they're subpoenaing the communication between Michael Cohen and then Mr. Trump Cohen, his attorney, and we find out this raid where they kicked in his door, took a cell phone, violated attorney-client privilege, that they want information on the, get this, Access Hollywood tapes, 2016.
This is just outrageous. This is really the criminalization of politics. Remember, during the campaign, Hillary Clinton was all outraged and beside herself when people were chanting lock her up," and Hillary said, "Oh my gosh, targeting your opponent for and jailing your political opponent, that's something they do in third world countries. That's the death of democracy." Well, that's exactly what we're seeing happen here. They cannot accept the fact that Donald Trump won rather than lost, and so they're going after him with guns. They're going after him with guns and jail time and police and the policeman's baton. This is something that you expect to see in Kenya, or in Malaysia, where they lock up their political opponents. They go after them with long prison sentences and maybe even capital punishment. It's not. That's what this is. We have so many laws on the books, and there are so many regulations, the Federal Election Commission regulations and the Security and Exchange Commission regulations, and you have so many laws, whether it's banking laws or election laws or telecommunication laws, that they can find a law and a way to jail you for anything. And who are they using it on? They're now using it in the political process. Elections have always been messy. They've always been crazy. Political law, whether it's from the local board of election all the way up to the Supreme Court level ruling on the McCain-Feingold Act, has always been fraught with politics. It's that weird junction where politics and law mix, and you really want to keep as much out as possible. Since we have limited time, I'll leave it at that. This is just disgusting.
I couldn't agree with you more. I was saying for 2 days, Curtis, this is a silent coup. This is a rather than, storm the White House with guns, this is a political, legal coup to remove, discredit, otherwise embarrass this president, drive him out of office, They lost the election. They'll stop at nothing. Rod Rosenstein, Deputy Attorney General, who's the guy that sent the letter that wanted to fire Comey, recommended firing James Comey. Now Comey's going around with a book trying to discredit the president.
Rosenstein's job is to oversee the special counsel. He has that authority. Everything that's happening is approved by Rosenstein. It's not just, I appointed a special counsel and now I walk away from it. No, we learned that when Mueller said, I found something, I think there's something hinky going on with the president's private attorney from 2 years ago or from 10 years ago. I want to turn this over to the Southern District. It was Rosenstein had to sign off on it and say, yeah, go ahead, give that over to the prosecutors in New York. He has the authority to tell Mueller, forget about it, small potatoes, not worth it. He has the authority to tell Mueller, look, stick to your original Russia collusion bit. Forget about banks years ago. Forget about all this other stuff. Your job is to find out if Vladimir Putin interfered in our election. Period. End of story. That's it. Get out of here. Do your job. Go home. You're discrediting yourself. You're discrediting the Department of Justice. You're discrediting the American election system. You are a danger to democracy. If you go on a freewheeling fishing expedition, don't do it. Rod Rosenstein's not doing his job. He's got to go.
Well, actually, Rosenstein has done the opposite of what you just said. He's not only overseeing it, he's signing anything that Mueller puts in front of him. Remember, it was Rosenstein who signed approval to get the FISA court judge affidavit on false information. Remember, it was Rosenstein on August 2nd who signed Mueller's request to expand this investigation to basically anything and everything, to go after people
Rosenstein's not doing his job. They should replace Rosenstein with an auto pen, with an automatic pen signing machine. I mean, for the job he's doing. He's not doing his job. Look, nobody wants to tell you this because we are a nation of laws. We're a nation of laws, yes. But nobody wants to say, the fact of the matter is, every law exists in a broader context, and it is what is healthy for democracy. Look, the FDR tried to pack the court, the Supreme Court, so he could get the law to go his way. You always play the umpires. Lawyers pick the judge they want to bring their case to. They go shopping for the best judge. Every judge is susceptible to political pressure everywhere. Sorry, that's the way it is. That's why we elect some judges. That's why other judges are given lifetime appointments. But the fact of the matter is, our system of laws exists within a broader political context of what is good for the body politic. And it is not good for American democracy to have an unaccountable loose cannon rolling around, pointing guns at everybody, terrorizing everyone, terrorizing lawyers. People don't want to know that they can wake up in the morning and be subject to a crazy investigation by a government entity that has unlimited power and unlimited money and can grind anyone down into dust. And by the time you figure out, if you're lucky enough to figure out that you're innocent, that you get your conviction overturned on appeal, you're bankrupt. You've sold everything to pay the lawyers. That's not the way the system's supposed to work, but that's exactly what Mueller's doing.
Well, they're out to destroy your life. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
They destroyed Michael Flynn's life. They're going to destroy Michael Cohen's
life.
This
is the establishment government rejecting the transplant. It's like Donald Trump is like the organ that got transplanted into the body, and the body's trying to reject him. It's like, no. The people spoke. They wanted somebody to shake things up. They want reform of this out of control government that's just been serving the interests of the globalists, not the interests of the American people. The American people spoke. They want somebody different in there. They picked somebody really different because they knew that both parties have been hopelessly corrupted by the globalism and the elite corporatism, and they picked somebody different, but now that system is rejecting him, and they're doing everything to destroy him.
Well, because if they don't destroy him first, then they're all going to get exposed. We're with Curtis Ellis, live from Washington, D.C. Curtis, Senior Policy Advisor for America First Policies. That is the #1 PAC supporting the America First agenda. And Curtis, a senior advisor there, was on the Trump campaign transition team and been with Trump from the beginning, so we get it. I got to tell you, Curtis, this is beyond a witch hunt, like you said. And you got Mueller's little stooge, Rosenstein, signing everything he does. But my take on this is, look, they're going to stop at nothing. I mean, somebody said to me the other day, well, the investigation, it's going to wind down. This isn't going to wind down. No. They'll just start investigating. If you have a Trump sticker on your car, you're going to be investigated by these people. They want this president out because, look, they know what you and I know, which is this. Trump is going to get elected again. He's going to win again based on the economy, prosperity, trade, following through on his promises. His people are going to turn out on massive numbers. They're getting better jobs. They're making more money. Wages are up. Jobs are up. The employment market is growing. You haven't even seen the benefit of the tax cut. He's going to win again. So they can't beat him at the ballot box, no matter what they do. They can't get enough illegals in to beat him. So what they're going to have to do is drive him out of office because he's in here for another term. He's going to start peeling the onion back, Curtis, and God knows what he's going to find.
That's right. That's right. He is a mortal threat to their continued existence. They've set up this system of corporate rule, corporate government rule. I mean, we heard the other day Mark Zuckerberg say, I'm open to, I'm ready to have regulation on the Internet, meaning me, Mark Zuckerberg, will sit down with some stooges and we will write the regulations on the Internet. And the rest of you people will take what we give you. And I'll make sure that the regulations that I write with these very nice government people whose, by the way, I make voluminous donations to all of the senators that are grilling me, I'll make sure that the regulations that I, Mark Zuckerberg, write with these people will prevent anybody else from ever challenging my power. And that's repeated 1,000 times over. Government works in hand with big business to keep the small guy down. And whether it's trade, so-called trade deals, which aren't about trade and they're a rotten deal, or it's banking regulations, which crush the small banks to give loans to small businesses, but let the big casino banks act like Las Vegas with your money and bet on mortgage bonds that turn into fairy dust overnight. The big guys get away with murder, and the little guy goes to jail. And Donald Trump says enough. The people elected him because they understand what the racket is, and they knew there's one man who's out to stop it and has the independence and the cojones to actually take on the system, and that's Donald Trump. And the system is striking back. It's the Empire Strikes Back.
It's the Empire Strikes Back, and they're deathly afraid for another term, another 6 years of this presidency, 6.5, what this president is going to find out. He's going to eventually audit the Fed. God knows what he's going to find there. And look, their whole money-making machine here that flows from Wall Street to Washington. And then this is the thing, Curtis. All the money here flows into Washington from working people. And everybody up here on K Street, the lobbyists, the whole bunch of them, they're all getting a cut, right? They all get a piece.
Right.
That goes
parties,
away. They're going to have to get real jobs.
It's not about Democrats versus Republicans.
No.
You got a boatload of Republicans that are just as happy to see Donald Trump go away, and they'd be just as happy to be in the minority in the House of Representatives because they don't have to do anything then. They can just sit there and write press releases all day saying how bad the Democrats are. Oh, woe is me. I'm standing up to them.
James Comey starting his book tour this weekend. It'll be on all the major networks. There'll be, of course, the legacy media will be orgasmic over him. The lying, leaking weasel James Comey, either he lied under oath or McCabe lied under oath. He leaked illegally. He should be in jail. He's now going to rake in millions of dollars. The legacy media drooling over this guy. What's up with that?
Well, this is you're going to notice. George Stephanopoulos, who was Bill Clinton's hatchet man, and now has been carrying water for the Democrats ever since on ABC News. You're going to see conveniently forgotten all of the bile that the Democrats spewed at James Comey when he reopened, during the last days of the campaign, and he said, well, I'm going to reopen the investigation into the Clinton emails. I'll bet that's all forgotten. And then it's just like, what a conquering hero and truth teller James Comey is. He's the greatest FBI director ever. This guy's a hack at best. He's a liar. He's a fraud. He's a preening self. I could pile insults on it, but let's go to the facts of the matter. Under his watch, the FBI had people like Andy McCabe and the Lovebirds, corruption at the highest levels. How did he let the Clinton email investigation go so off track that he had people so conflicted conducting it? And either he didn't know or he didn't care. So that means he's either ignorant or he's stupid. He's either lazy and ignorant or he is just evil, one or the other. So he wasn't doing his job. He never did his job. And what he's done is, by his taking such a blatant political and politicized and self-aggrandizing stand afterwards, after leaving office, he has now corrupted the institution. He has now diminished the FBI in the eyes of the public. The FBI is supposed to be above politics, and it's supposed to be simply, and it's like judges are told by the Board of Ethics, you can't take political positions. Even judges who have to run for election, they're not allowed to talk about certain issues. They can say, I'm going to enforce the law faithfully, I'm going to, be tough on crime, or I'm going to be easy on crime, or whatever. But there's certain things they're not supposed to talk about, because you don't want people to think that someone with such power to lock somebody up for the rest of their life is tainted by politics. And Comey has destroyed that aura of the FBI. He's totally destroyed the credibility of the organization by acting like a political hack.
No question about it. We're out of time. Curtis Ellis, Senior Policy Advisor, America First Policies. Curtis, I got to go, but I got to tell you, both of us have been for Trump for many years. As you know, he fought the NAFTA battles with us back in the day, and we were the earliest ones on his campaign. This has made me, this week, more dug in for this president than anything I can ever remember being for in politics, ideologically or anything else. I am so dug in because I'm so outraged by our government basically trying to destroy a presidency because their person didn't win. I mean, I'm just so dug in. It's incredible. And hopefully many other people are also. Look, I got to go. Curtis Ellis, Senior Policy Advisor, America First Policies. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, John. Bye.
I got to go. Be right back. Stay with us.